Russia's nightmare begins. The skies over Ukraine have changed, and so has the war. The hum of fighter jets overhead is no longer from outdated Soviet-era MiGs, it's the roar of US-made F-16s, sleek, deadly, and flying daily missions over the battlefield. For months, these jets were a promise. Now they're a reality that Vladimir Putin never expected to materialize this fast, and certainly not at this scale. He believed Russia's missiles, drones, and layered air defenses would keep Ukraine grounded. He was wrong. Because Ukraine isn't just flying, it's fighting back, with firepower and precision that's reshaping the battlefield. The game-changing revelation. The turning point came on April 9th when General Christopher Cavally, the commander of U.S. European Command, testified before the Senate Armed Services Committee. What he revealed stunned lawmakers and military analysts alike. Ukraine's F-16s weren't just operational, they were flying daily combat missions, including strikes against Russian targets in the east. Cavally explained that since the brief pause in intelligence sharing back in March, Ukraine had bounced back fast, rebuilding combat coordination, integrating NATO-style air tactics, and launching attacks that Russia never saw coming. Why Putin wants the Donbas badly the east, especially the Donbas region, isn't just another war zone. It's symbolic, it's strategic, it's personal for Putin. Since his 2014 invasion of Crimea, the Donbas has been at the center of Russia's long game in Ukraine. Cities like Donetsk and Luhansk are not only industrial strongholds, they're deeply Russian-speaking regions. Nearly 75% of the population there speaks Russian as a first language. In Putin's mind, that makes them his. He's spent years trying to claim them, and now Ukraine's new air dominance is unraveling those ambitions. The hidden war for resources. But Putin's obsession with the Donbas goes beyond identity. It's about wealth. One example, Pokrovsk. This city, perched on the edge of the Donbas, houses a coal mine once valued at $1.8 billion. That mine alone provided over 2/3 of Ukraine's coking coal, essential for steel production. Controlling Pokrovsk wouldn't just be a propaganda win for Russia, it would mean seizing the raw materials that power Ukraine's defense industry. With F-16s flying overhead, however, that grip is loosening. The F-16s arrive from Europe. Here's what surprised even Ukraine's allies. The F-16s didn't come from the US. Instead, a coalition of European nations stepped up. Denmark promised 19. The Netherlands delivered 24. Norway is offering up to 22. Even Belgium, despite delays, pledged 30 more. This is a historic moment. Europe is arming Ukraine with top-tier jets, bypassing traditional US channels and signaling a shift in NATO's military posture. It's a powerful message to Putin. Europe isn't backing down. From defense to dominance. Initially, Ukraine treated the F-16s as precious defensive tools, only to be used when absolutely necessary. That caution paid off. In late August 2024, Ukraine deployed its new jets to intercept a massive Russian missile barrage. Days later, another pilot made history by downing 6 cruise missiles in one mission using a combination of medium-range missiles, short-range intercepts, and even his cannon when he ran out of ammo. That feat alone sent shockwaves through NATO. Even American pilots were stunned. Putin changes tactics because he has to. These early F-16 victories forced Russia to do something rare: adapt. Analysts like Anatoly Krapchinsky noted that Russia has since reduced its use of strategic aviation, focusing instead on small, concentrated strikes near front lines. Why? Because every time Putin sends cruise missiles deep into Ukraine, F-16s are waiting to knock them out of the sky. What used to be a show of Russian strength is now a showcase of Ukrainian skill, the switch to offensive warfare. But the real shock for Russia came in March 2025. Ukraine released an interview with one of its F-16 pilots. What he said changed everything. Ukraine was no longer using the jets just for defense. Now F-16s are being used for daily ground attack missions in occupied Donbas and likely beyond. The pilot spoke of using precision-guided bombs like JDAM-ERs to destroy Russian armor and artillery positions with pinpoint accuracy. One chilling quote, "If we want, our bomb can fly through someone's window." Videos, leaks, and strategic silence. Footage of F-16s flying low over Sumy began circulating on social media. Why is that significant? Sumy borders Kursk and Belgorod, two Russian regions where Ukraine has reportedly launched counterstrikes. Experts believe these flights aren't just for show, they're likely part of deep strike missions meant to hit Russian logistics hubs and force Moscow to spread out its already thin air defenses. And remember, flying low avoids radar, a classic F-16 tactic to strike and vanish. Systematically dismantling Russian defenses. Ukraine's F-16 strategy is effective for one reason: it's being backed by smart sabotage. In early 2025, Ukraine launched targeted drone and missile strikes against Russia's best air defense systems. We're talking about taking out S-400s, Pantsir-S1s, even an S-350, creating safe air corridors for F-16s to operate. With each system destroyed, Ukraine's airspace becomes a little safer, and Russia's gets a little more vulnerable. Reinforcements are on the way. The momentum is building. Norway's F-35s have arrived, meaning they can finally send their retired F-16s to Ukraine, along with spare parts, simulators, and full maintenance support. Belgium is slower, but committed. Their F-16s will follow once the US delivers their own F-35s. In the meantime, Ukraine is even receiving non-working jets to cannibalize for parts, keeping their fleet alive and ready. Is this Ukraine's air power breakthrough? What we're witnessing now is unprecedented. Ukraine is no longer on the defensive. Its air force is flying high, faster, more lethal, and more coordinated than ever. The F-16s are enabling not just survival, but victory. Putin bet everything on air superiority, and he's losing it. The question now is, how far will Ukraine push this edge? Can it break Russia's grip on the Donbas, or even threaten deeper Russian assets? Let us know what you think in the comments. Is this the moment Ukraine turns the war? And if so, what should come next? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on the Russia-Ukraine war, global defense, and future air combat tech.